The holidays are here at the Home Depot, so let's get to decorating. Find your perfect tree in our huge assortment of shapes, sizes, and styles. Like the easy-to-assemble Jackson Noble Fir with pre-lit branches perfect for styling with all your favorite ornaments. Or the flocked Starry Light Fraser Fir with over 1,900 pre-lit memory wire branches that keep their shape so it's ready right out of the box.
Ooh.
Find the perfect tree now at the Home Depot and enjoy free delivery on most holiday decor. Subject to availability. See homedepot.com/delivery for details.
When you choose to earn your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University, you're saying yes to new opportunities and to new adventures. You're saying yes to something big, something you've always wanted to do. If earning your degree is one of your goals this new year, SNHU can help you get there. With low online tuition, no set class times, and multiple term starts per year, you can set the pace that works for you and save money along the way. Visit snhu.edu today to get started.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See detail.
Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month, we're talking about women who found themselves at the center of controversy, whether deserved or not. In February of 2013, mourners gathered at a cemetery in Sinaloa de Leyva, Mexico. A band played traditional music. Onlookers watched a white coffin adorned with roses be slowly lowered into the earth. To an outsider, the event might have looked like a typical funeral. But the woman being laid to rest died more than a century and a half before her burial. In the mid-19th century, Julia Pastrana was a popular circus performer, singing and dancing for crowds across America and Europe. But in spite of her talents, Julia's fame was mostly based on people's belief that she was fundamentally different from them. It was the era of circus freak shows, and Julia, for better or worse, represented a major attraction. Not much is known about Julia's early life. She was born to an indigenous Mexican tribe in August of 1834 in Sinaloa, Mexico. From birth, Julia had hypertrichosis, sometimes known as werewolf syndrome, a condition that causes excess hair to grow all over a person's body. She was also born with gingival hyperplasia, leading to enlarged gums and lips. These two conditions meant Julia looked very different from other young girls, a difference that defined how she was treated throughout her life. Julia's mother died when Julia was still a child. It's not exactly clear what happened to Julia in the subsequent years, but we do know that she eventually fell into the custody of then-Governor of Mexico, Pedro Sanchez. He used Julia as a live-in maid and as a source of entertainment. He treated her very poorly. In 1854, Julia left the governor's care to travel to the United States and began her career as a sideshow act. She made her stage debut in December of that year, performing at a Broadway theater in Manhattan. Men and women paid a quarter per seat to see who promoters were calling the Ape Woman or Baboon Lady. Julia stepped out on stage in a glamorous red dress, singing Spanish folk songs and dancing the Highland Fling for the packed theater. But most in the crowd weren't there to enjoy her musical talents. They were just there to gawk. One reviewer called Julia a semi-human being and concluded that she was a joke of nature. As tales of Julia's physical deformities spread, promoters seized upon the crowd's morbid fascination with her appearance. They falsely claimed that Julia came from a primitive tribe of ape-like people in Mexico who maintained sexual relations with animals. They speculated she was a cross between a woman and an orangutan. These dehumanizing claims played into well-established racist tropes that portray indigenous people as animalistic and depraved. Scientists of the day also played into this harmful narrative, though some, like Charles Darwin, firmly asserted that Julia was completely human despite her extraordinary appearance. Other experts endorsed claims that Julia was half animal, contributing to the speculation that she was the missing link between humans and apes. Never mind that Julia was an intelligent and multifaceted performer. As circus owner Herman Otto, one of the few people to speak empathetically of Julia, explained, "For the few who knew her better, she was a warm, feeling, thoughtful, spiritually very gifted being, with a sensitive heart and mind." Julia was also well aware of the cruel words so many used to describe her. Herman explained, "It affected her very deeply in her heart with sadness, having to stand beside people instead of with them, and to be shown as a freak for money, not sharing any of the everyday joys in a home filled with love." Julia did get married to her manager, Theodore Lent, but historians speculate that the union was conceived by Theodore to ensure he could maintain control of Julia's career. After their marriage, he continued to tour Julia across Europe, promoting her as the ugliest woman in the world and pocketing handsome profits. Theodore was a controlling spouse and manager, forbidding her from traveling during daylight hours, lest she be spotted and diminish her earning potential. In August of 1859, Julia discovered she was pregnant. She gave birth to her son the following March while visiting Moscow. Her baby appeared to have inherited Julia's hypertrichosis. Complications from the birth caused the infant to die after only a day. Julia passed away a few days later. She was 25 years old. Her widowed husband sold Julia and their son's bodies to a professor at Moscow University for embalming. Theodore then exhibited their preserved corpses for profit. He also found a woman named Marie Bartel exhibiting a similar physical condition to his late wife. He persuaded her to enter show business and dubbed her Zenora Pastrana, claiming she was Julia's little sister. When Theodore died, Marie sold Julia and her son's embalmed bodies. For the next few decades, they would be shunted between amusement parks, museums, and fairs for crowds to gape at. But as the 20th century progressed, freak show attractions and the use of human remains in exhibits fell further and further out of favor. Julia's body was last exhibited for profit in the early 1970s in Norway, before the country outlawed the practice. She then spent years in storage at the University of Oslo. But as the years passed, a more sympathetic reaction to Julia's story bubbled up in the press. In 2005, artist Laura Anderson Barbada started a campaign to have Julia repatriated to her home country in Mexico and given a proper burial. After almost a decade of negotiations between Mexico and Norway, Julia's body finally returned to her birthplace, roughly 150 years after her death. As the mayor of her hometown of Sinaloa de Leyva said, "Julia has been reborn among us. Let us never see another woman be turned into an object of commerce." All month, we're talking about women of controversy. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
With Amex Platinum,
welcome to the Centurion Lounge.
You get access to the Centurion Lounge, so the sounds of vacation start before you get there. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/withAmex.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article? Search engines don't always get it right. But right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. Take control with Reputation Defender. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-811-4975 to speak to an expert.
For many of us, the holiday season means more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more of your personal information in more places you can't control. It only takes one innocent mistake, even if it's not your mistake, to expose you to identity theft. Not to worry, LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second and alerts you to threats you could miss by yourself, even if you keep an eye on your bank and credit card statements. If your identity is stolen, your own U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed. The last thing you want to do this holiday season is face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft all alone. Gift yourself the peace of mind that comes with LifeLock and spend more time doing more of the holiday things you love. Visit lifelock.com/iHeart and save up to 40% your first year. That's 40% off at lifelock.com/iHeart. LifeLock, for the threats you can't control.
Wake up at Holiday Inn Express to a can't-miss breakfast that's free with every stay. Count on all the hot, fresh coffee you need and an incredible breakfast buffet that has something for everyone, like eggs, cinnamon rolls, and even hot, fresh pancakes with all the toppings you crave. Next time, do yourself a favor and stay at a Holiday Inn Express with a can't-miss breakfast that's free with every stay. So, when you wake up at Holiday Inn Express, you'll wake up happy. A part of IHG Hotels and Resorts.